What if I told you there's a simple online gig that pays up to $500 or more per project, and all you need is a laptop, Wi-Fi, and a little bit of creativity? It's called being a podcast assistant, and it's quickly becoming one of the most in-demand side hustles in the US. From editing episodes to booking guests and promoting shows, people across America are making real money helping podcasters bring their stories to life, even with zero experience. So, if you've ever dreamed of working from home while earning serious cash, this might just be the opportunity you've been waiting for. When Emily Parker left her marketing job in Austin, Texas, she didn't have a backup plan, just a laptop, a restless mind, and an idea that she wanted to work for herself. Like many people after the pandemic, she started searching for remote jobs online. She typed "best work from home jobs in the US" and scrolled through the usual suspects: virtual assistant, social media manager, freelance writer. But one listing on Upwork caught her eye. Podcast assistant needed, $400 per project. It sounded interesting, but she didn't even know what a podcast assistant did. She'd listened to podcasts like The Daily and How I Built This, but never thought about the work that went on behind the scenes. Curiosity led her to research more, and what she found was a growing industry that very few people were talking about. In the US, more than 100 million people listen to podcasts every month, and there are over 4 million podcasts in existence. Every week, new creators launch shows about business, health, personal stories, or motivation. But for every host in front of a microphone, there's someone behind the scenes, editing, uploading, writing descriptions, and managing schedules. That person is the podcast assistant. Emily realized this was a real opportunity. She didn't need a degree or certification, just organization, a good ear, and the willingness to learn. She watched free tutorials on YouTube to understand audio editing using Audacity and Descript, two tools used by thousands of creators. Within a week, she could clean up background noise, add music, and splice segments together. Her first break came when a small business coach from Florida posted an ad for help managing their podcast. They needed someone to schedule guests, edit short audio clips, and upload them to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. The job paid $350 per project, not bad for someone working from her living room. Emily sent a sample of her work and got hired. At first, the learning curve was steep. She spent hours figuring out audio levels, writing catchy show notes, and making sure each episode sounded professional. But when that first episode went live, the client was thrilled. "You made me sound like a pro," he said in an email. That single line gave her confidence. She realized this wasn't just another gig, it could be a business. Word started spreading. Her client referred her to another podcaster, a fitness influencer from California who needed help with editing and promotion. That one paid $500 per project. Emily didn't stop there. She built a small website showcasing her services and started calling herself a podcast production assistant. She listed 3 packages: basic editing, $150, full episode management, $400, and launch package, $600, for people starting new podcasts. Within a few months, she had 5 regular clients and was earning over $3,000 a month, more than she made at her corporate job. What surprised her most wasn't just the income, but how personal and creative the work felt. Every podcast had its own story. She helped one therapist launch a mental health podcast for teenagers, another client create a parenting show, and a tech company start a weekly industry news recap. Each project taught her something new. Behind the scenes, Emily's workflow became more organized. She used tools like Trello to manage tasks, Canva to design episode covers, and Google Sheets to track deadlines. She even learned to write engaging show notes that boosted downloads. One of her clients saw a 25% increase in listens just by improving the episode descriptions and titles. But Emily wasn't alone in this journey. Across the US, thousands of freelancers were discovering the same path. On Fiverr and Upwork, listings for podcast assistant and podcast manager were growing fast. A quick search showed over 2,000 active jobs related to podcast production, everything from editing and guest booking to marketing and analytics. The demand made sense. According to a report by Edison Research, U.S. podcast ad revenue hit $2.3 billion in 2023, and it's projected to keep rising. That means businesses are investing more in quality production, and they need reliable assistance to keep things running smoothly. Emily eventually decided to specialize. Instead of handling every aspect, she focused on launch management, helping new podcasters plan their first 10 episodes, set up branding, and distribute across platforms. This niche paid better and allowed her to work closely with clients at the most exciting stage of their journey. Some clients even offered her long-term retainers of $1,200 per month to continue managing their shows. What kept her motivated wasn't just the money, but the flexibility. She could work from a cafe, travel, or take a day off without asking permission. "I feel like I finally own my time," she said in an interview for a freelancer blog. Her story isn't unique. People across the country, from stay-at-home parents to college students, are discovering that helping podcasters is a legitimate and profitable online business. Some focus purely on audio editing, others on guest outreach or social media clips. A few have even turned it into small agencies, hiring others to expand their reach. For example, Marcus, a former sound engineer from Chicago, started offering editing services for independent podcasters. Within a year, he grew his business into a small team that now handles over 20 shows each month. He earns roughly $6,000 to $8,000 monthly, employing 2 assistants part-time. Another success story comes from Samantha, a college student in North Carolina who wanted extra income. She began writing show notes for podcasters, short summaries, timestamps, and blog-style descriptions. Charging just $50 per episode, she soon had 10 clients, making more than $2,000 a month while still studying full-time. These real stories reflect a larger shift happening in the U.S. labor market. People are moving towards skill-based remote work, where flexibility and creativity matter more than degrees. Podcast Assistants fits perfectly into that trend. It combines tech, organization, and communication, all skills that are easily learned online. The barriers to entry are low, but success still depends on consistency. The best podcast assistants communicate well, deliver on time, and continuously improve. Emily often tells newcomers, you don't have to be perfect, you just have to care about the show as much as the host does. Today, Emily's calendar stays full. She's booked months in advance and has even started teaching others how to enter the field through online workshops. For her, what began as a random job listing on Upwork turned into a fulfilling career. In her words, it's not just about editing audio or uploading files, it's about helping voices be heard and getting paid well to do it. So there you have it, a simple online gig turning ordinary people into thriving entrepreneurs. Starting a podcast assistant business isn't just about money, it's about helping voices reach the world. If this story inspired you, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with a friend who needs a new start. And as always, subscribe for more real side hustles changing lives across America.